Hi, I'm Scott Wallace from Cowlitz River Rigging, and today we're going to go through the CK3510H and the CK3510SEH just to show you the differences between the two tractors. If you're in the market for one of these tractors, you can see the differences between the two. They both have the same engine, they both have the same hydraulic pump, they have the same loaders, the same tire size. Mostly with the SE series is what you're getting is a lot more bells and whistles. I'll kind of get into those. On the loaders themselves, like I said, they're the same loaders. We buy all of ours with the 66-inch bucket. There is a 60-inch bucket option. All the buckets are a skid steer mount, so you can take those off and put different attachments. Pallet forks are our most popular attachment. Grapples are the second most popular attachment. The loader lift capacities on these are 1,835 pounds at the pivot pin to full height. They lift 98.5 inches high. All the Coyote CK series are going to have a steel hood, single piece hood. So when you pop the hood, the whole side panels and everything comes up with it. Gives for easy access to the air filter, the battery. Fuel filters easily accessible. The mechanics really like the engine oil filters because you can get both your hands on them. They're easy to get on and off. You'll see a lot of tractors out there where when you pop the hood, it's kind of like an automotive hood where just the top comes up, and then you're going to have side panels that are still down, and you got to unbolt those or unclip them. Just easy access with the CK series hood, and that's the same on the SE and the non-SE. Get up to the cockpit area, you're going to see the SE has mirrors. The standard model does not have mirrors. The SE has a rubber floor mat, which is an option on the non-SE, but it's about $165, I think. Integrated loader control you're going to get on both models. You know, some tractors you'll see the loader control comes in from right here. So access from the right hand side is not that easy. You know, an integrated loader control, that's pretty convenient to put my hand right there versus reaching up here. Here's another difference. The SE has a tilt steering wheel. The standard model is fixed. SE has a cruise control button. So when you're out mowing in your big field, you can take your foot off of your HST pedal and just let it drive around like you would your car. So this button right here, this is part of the PTO system. This has auto and manual PTO. And this is an electric switch on the SE series, where the non-SE is a manually actuated PTO system. What auto PTO does is when I lift my 3-point up, it turns off. When I lower it down, it turns back on. For things like a rototiller that have a short drive shaft, and if you lift them up, you've got to turn it off first. So that's convenient. Or some people use this when they're brush hogging. If they're backing into a pile of blackberry bushes and they run into a old bicycle or a rock or something, they lift the brush hog up, it turns off, and gets off of what they're cutting. So, but that's auto PTO. Manual PTO is just going to be, PTO is going to be on all the time. That's the standard system. For your hydraulic remotes on the back, this has 2 sets. So there's 4 ports at the back of the tractor. The blue lever, that's the spring remote, so that always returns to center. This one is the detent. That's what's going to run things like a hydraulic log splitter or a backhoe. This will run any hydraulic cylinder. Armrest. All tractors have a rear differential lock on them. That's your 4-wheel drive. That's the PCV valve control. Brake, it's on the right side, works really well. Most customers really like it. A big common question is, why isn't the brake on the left side? And it's like, well, with hydrostats, you just use one foot, works great. You don't drive with both feet or need to. Just like your car, you use your right foot for the brake or the accelerator. On this side of the tractor, one difference between the SE model and the non-SE is link pedal. And it's what link pedal does is it links the RPMs of the engine with the foot pedals. So it'd be like the accelerator on your car. You push down on it and it revs up. Where standard hydrostat mode, You rev your throttle up to a working RPM somewhere around 2,000 to 2,600 and just work the tractor. Tractor's revved up all the time. Link pedal's pretty slick. A lot of people buy this SE strictly because of that. Although you can add it on to the non-SE, it's a pretty neat feature. One other thing on this side the SE has, which is hidden back here, is a 12-volt plug-in or power port. You could put a little adapter to charge your cell phone or whatever else. To the back of the tractor, there's a lot of value in the SE at the back of the tractor. These are the telescoping link arms right here. This makes it really nice for hooking up implements. So before I ever hook up an implement, here is what I do: is I telescope those out and I back up to my implement and I try to go about a ½ inch past the pins on both sides, or an inch. Then I can back this, once I get off the tractor, put this at the exact size of the pin. The check links, if you can see these allow this to go back and forth. This check link system is a lot better than a traditional turnbuckle system for hooking up the implements. Makes it just quick, easy. You get off the tractor once, you should be able to hook it up if you telescope these out first. If you don't telescope them out first before you back up, it makes it kind of hard to judge where you need to be at. So that's a neat feature that can be added on to the non-SE, but it costs quite a bit of money. I don't want to quote the price because I don't know it exactly. I know it's well over 200, but under 300. This tractor does have the door remotes where we showed the controls at the front. It's got 2 ports here, 2 ports here. That's a very expensive add-on. If you were to add up all the add-ons on these tractors, I bet you there's $3,000 worth of add-ons with an SE if you were to try to put them all onto a non-SE, counting the labor of install. Toolbox, pretty basic. I think that covers most of the features.
Talk about implements and what the most popular implements are.
So our most popular implements that we sell with the tractors, number 1's the Rotary Cutter, number 2's box scraper, forks is probably number 3, and becoming real popular is grapples. Right here we have some Rotary Cutters made by Woods Equipment. They're the only brand of brush hogs or rotary cutters that we sell. Right here is the brush bowl. This is the BB6030. These are designed to cut up to 2-inch trees. This is the RC. This is their lighter duty cutter. It's the RC5 is rated to cut up to 1 inch. We get all of our RCs with a shear bolt driveline, and we get all of our brush bowls with a slip clutch driveline. So if I hit a boulder or something I'm not supposed to hit, the clutch will slip on that. The bolt's gonna break. I get off the tractor, turn it off, replace the shear bolt. You see the sights are considerably higher on the brush bowls than these. That allows just not recutting your grass or your brush quite as much. Cleans out a lot faster. The gearbox is considerably bigger on the brush bowl than that. The RC has a 3-year gearbox warranty. The brush bowl has a 6-year. The brush bowl has replaceable skids. The brush bowl has a clevis hookup right here, where this just has a pin. That's for your lower link arms on the 3-point. The brush bowl, if we can see underneath of it, has a quick change blades, so you don't have a big 1-inch bolt that you have to break a 1-inch nut loose and take it off. After 10 years they get rusted on, they get really hard to come off. This has a much smaller bolt, probably like a 3/8 inch bolt. Comes off, a little flange comes out, and the blade pops right out, and you can actually do that from this inspection plate right here. You can take the blade off. Both are really good cutters though. If you're just mowing a field or a pasture, the RCs hold up really well. We sell lots of them and have really good luck, and still supported by Woods. You can get all the parts and whatnot you need down the road. So here we have some rototillers, and we sell Woods rototillers. A couple years ago, Woods came out with the RT series. They make them in forward and reverse rotation. We definitely, customers really want to buy they ask us for the reverse rotation and why, and less passes. If it's a reverse rotation, it's fighting against the tractor, so it's not going to work its way up to the top of the soil. It's going to work itself down into the soil and makes less passes, gets your job done faster. On the RTR series, they are a gear drive on the side. Some tillers are going to be a chain drive. Both systems work really well, but gear drive is known to be a little tougher. This tiller here is a light duty tiller we sell. It's branded Agri-Ease, and it's a chain drive, much lighter duty than the Woods. This tiller does have a slip clutch. It has this heavy duty gearbox on it. This particular tiller does have 4 tines per row. There are some tillers out there that have 6 tines per row, which again is less passes. As a kickstand, this is just for storage. When you set this tiller down, when you take a tiller off, it's sitting on the tines. It wants to roll over. It can fall over real easy or tip over. This is designed to tip it onto the stand. That way it's easier to put back on and safer to take off. This is the skid right here. You can see all the different holes. That's the adjustment for the depth of how deep you're tilling. That's about it. The Coyote K9 Utv. They're bigger of the 2 different models. They make a Mecron and the K9. They do make both of them in 3-seaters and 6-seaters. This guy here is a 24.5 horsepower. Max speed on it's in the low to mid 30 miles an hour, where the Mecron maxes out at about 25 miles an hour. The K9, all the K9s have power steering. They're a CVT drive, a belt drive transmission that works really well. Seems to be a little smoother transition from start than the Mecron. The K9 does have doors on it. The bench seat's really easy in, easy out. Customers working farms where they're in and out really like them. It's a high range, low range CVT. This is your 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive selector. This is your differential lock. One thing I do like about the K9 is it comes with a buzzer for the park brake. So if you put it into gear, a buzzer comes on. I know that seems kind of silly where you don't need it, but the diesel torque will drive right through the parking brakes on these if you don't take them off. And we see a lot of parking brakes on the Mecrons that don't have a parking brake anymore. This does have USB ports for charging your cell phone, and then a cigarette lighter plug. Small glove box. This is a dump bed. It's a manual dump, but there is a hydraulic dump option. It does have a spray-in bed liner. It has hooks, 4 hooks on the inside for tying down your load. It also has little tarp hooks on the outside. The Mecron does not have a spray-in bed liner. The Mecron does not have these little tow hooks. There's a 2-inch receiver on the back. There actually on the K9 there is a 2-inch receiver in the front also, where the Mecron does not have that option either. Or it doesn't come standard with it, it is an option. Many different tires you can get. These are the ATV tires. There's a heavy duty tire, and then there's the Tomahawk tire also. Tomahawks are extremely aggressive. ATVs seem to be our most popular. Really good heavy duty machines for the money. It's a diesel. We sell this model for a little under $13,000. There's many different options. Windshields. That top that's on there is actually an add-on option. There's rear screens. There's winches. This kind of goes on. I don't know all the options off the top of my head, but those are the popular ones we sell. And the windshield does come with windshield wipers also.